Hello, and welcome to our kitchen. Today, we're making mead. Mead? Yes, it's too cold outside for gardening. There's snow on the ground. What? And although it's already passed for you, for us, it's Valentine's Day. Cute. It is cute. We don't have boyfriends or girlfriends or, well, anyways.
We're just celebrating Valentine's together as sisters.
Which is great. We love it. We're going to make some Valentine's Day themed mead. Mead is great because you can make it with an ingredient from your pantry.
If you keep a pretty big amount of honey in your pantry.
Yeah, so you need 2 to 3 pounds of honey. This is 2.5 pounds, so it's just right. We've started using this one, but I found one that we didn't finish that's a little crystallized. It's fine if it's crystallized. So if you have an old jar of honey, you can still make mead with it.
Tell us, when your honey crystallizes, do you just give up and open a new one and then you end up with 3 honey jars in the...
I'm sure
that's what we do.
Never done that before in our lives. But you can just put it in some warm water, or if it's in something glass, you could give it a quick microwave. And then if you want, you can add some fresh or frozen fruit to give it some fun other flavors. We're gonna do raspberries so that it will be pink and will taste delicious.
For Valentine's Day, even though we can't drink this for like a year.
Well, mead has a really long aging process, so probably we will drink this next Valentine's Day. All right, so we have just under a gallon of filtered water. If you have a water filter, you can use your gallon jar to measure. If you don't, you could just buy a gallon of filtered water. They say to use filtered so that you're not getting any off flavors or extra minerality or whatever. If you have good tasting water, I wouldn't worry about it, but that's...
Yeah, go get your water from the rain spout, from the creek.
No.
Anything.
Has to be clean. So we're just gonna add our honey here to a big pot, and honey is gonna dissolve better. I can't multitask. Honey dissolves better if it heats up, and then also that will kill any stray bacteria or wild yeast or anything, so that we can control.
Don't want those stray wild bacteria.
Exactly, so that we can control the flavor. I'm just gonna let that.
Do you want me to hold that for you?
Yeah, hold that, April. Multitask yourself. April's good at multitasking. Yeah. This one, which I think we might need to heat up more. Let's see.
Need to run hot water over it.
Is that good audio? It is coming. Look at that! I did it.
There you go.
Oh, it looks like honey turds.
Gross.
This is why we let me be on camera.
Children.
All right, we're gonna call that good. It's not super exact. The more honey you put in it, the more alcoholic it will be, because those sugars transform into alcohols. So we're gonna turn the burner on. I don't want to burn anything, so I'm just gonna do like a medium high. And we're gonna add our raspberries. You could add your raspberries after you cool everything down, but I want this to be pink right away.
Cute.
And it won't hurt anything to
if you add the berries into the carboy after this part, the color will just sort of like sink down into the mead, which is also, it's also pretty,
ombre,
but this will be nice. Can I have one?
Mm-hmm. There you go. Oh, two for the price of one.
Wow.
Should I do all of these, or should I? Extra raspberry. All right. So now we just heat this up.
How much?
Till it comes to like a low boil or a high simmer. We'll be back for that part.
Okay. See you then.
See you then. Hi. So we're back.
Lauren, why does it smell so bad in here?
So I walked away and it boiled over and burned onto the burner, and it smells like burn. But our must, which is the honey water, it's called must when before you add the.
That's kind of gross.
Yeast to it. It is, but anyways, it has come to a boil, rather a faster one than we wanted. Should I skim this off? I feel like I should skim this a little bit.
Sure. Gross.
I didn't realize it would get all foamy like that. That's kind of interesting.
Well, sometimes when stuff boils.
Yeah. But this is fine. We didn't burn the must itself. Our next step is going to be to add yeast, but we can't add yeast till it cools down. Why is that, April?
Oh, I know this one. It's because if you put yeast in something too hot, it'll kill the yeast.
You got it. That's because yeast is alive. So we will come back with you when this is at room temperature, and then we'll go over the next steps.
Great. See you then, Lauren.
All right, we're back. Our must has cooled down to room temperature. It's actually probably like 85, but that's fine. It could be a room in the summer, haha, a warm room.
As long as it's not too hot to kill the yeast, it's a-okay,
Yep.
right, Lauren?
Yep. If it's too hot for you, it's too hot for the yeast. Now, it would be totally fine to put fruit in this carboy hole to leave those raspberries in there, but my funnel is not wide enough. So we're gonna adapt to the equipment that we have and strain out the raspberries. So we've got a sanitized colander, mesh colander, and then a sanitized pot here that's
Lauren,
just a second soup pot. Yes.
What did we use to sanitize?
We used Star San, but you can use any food safe sanitizer or I don't know.
If you want to see us actually do the sanitizing,
Oh yeah.
go watch our cider video. I'll link it.
And we're only going to show you the first step of this mead, but you can learn how to rack and bottle in that video.
Yes. Careful. Nicely done. Fruit looks so gross once all the pigment
Colors are
has
out,
leached out of it.
But that's good because that means that the pigment and flavor is in
the cider.
Honey must. So we'll just set that there.
So it smells delicious.
It really does.
Raspberries are so fragrant.
It's kind of like a summer day.
Nice.
All right, now I have to aim a little.
Do you want me
better.
to hold the?
No, it's gonna go great. Well, yeah, hold that
Yeah.
far. Are you filming?
Yep.
Uh-oh. I have to pour faster than the funnel can take it to not dribble.
Yeah.
Hopefully I'm not wasting
Here.
a ton. Ooh, sorry. So we may not actually have enough, but that's fine because we have the right amount of honey in there. So we're gonna top it up
With water.
with filtered water. April, follow me, because we're gonna be extra careful. I've got Star San in this bucket. Just gonna
sanitize our filtered water thing.
All right, here we go. Actually, if you don't have time to wait for it to cool down, you can also, heat up a smaller amount of water to mix the honey in, and then add. Anyways, and then you can you could do that much hot water and honey, and then fill the rest up with
cool water and be able to put the
filtered
yeast
water
in right away.
Right away. Yes, if you were
Speaking of the yeast,
in a hurry. Speaking of
fetch
the yeast,
it,
yes,
Lauren.
sorry, I left it in the fridge. I didn't get set up, April. So, as a reminder, a standard brewing envelope of yeast is for 5 gallons. So you don't need the whole thing. Oof, I got yeast in my eye. That's probably bad. So we're gonna add probably a fifth. Some people mix it in. I don't really think it's necessary. Just gonna wipe
It'll
any
sink. It'll
that I
sink
got
down.
on that top, and then put our sanitized water airlock on there. And then we're good. We'll probably see this really start to ferment tomorrow. And by the next day, it might actually overflow a little bit. So I'll keep this.
Yeah. Our last mead batch went kind of crazy, but it was also really full because we put a bunch of cranberries in it. So
yeah,
we'll see.
And then mead takes, I've heard, as long as 2 months on the.
Hang on.
Hi, Agnes. Come here. Come on. Help us make mead, but you can't have any. So mead can take up to 2 months before it totally stops bubbling. So you're in for a bit of a wait, and then it tastes better if you age it for a long time. So after it stops bubbling, you'll either bottle it or rack it, and you can look at our other video here on how to do that, our cider making video.
It's over there.
Over there, somewhere up there, and then it needs to age for about a year, which is a lot longer than cider. Now, there's nothing wrong with drinking it sooner. I mean, you can drink it after this stops bubbling, but it's gonna taste better if you
age it for longer.
Or
do you age it in the bottles or in the
You can do
thing?
either one. But if you do it in this thing, then you should do what's called racking, where you siphon it out of this jug into another one, and you leave the sediment at the bottom. That sediment is dead yeast cells.
It's not there yet,
inactive ones,
because the yeast is up here. It will.
But it can give a off flavor
Got
if
it.
you leave it on there for more than a couple months. So
What's wrong?
Agnes is in a mood today.
Yeah.
In a mood. She needs some cuddles. So we're gonna go cuddle our dog. If you liked learning how to make mead, give us a like. If you have questions or want us to do more fermenting videos in the future, comment. And if you want to keep getting content like this, subscribe! That was very well coordinated. All right. Bye.